Go Math, lesson 8.555. Today's math lesson, boys and girls, begins on page 565. Let's take a look at today's essential question. Today's essential question says, how can drawing a diagram help when solving problems about length? I know I always find it helpful to solve a math problem when I draw a picture to help me solve the problem. Let's start by taking a look at the problem on this page. There is a paperclip chain that is 16 inches long. Aaliyah removes 9 inches of paper clips from the chain. How long is the paperclip chain now? Let's think about that for a second. What information will we need to utilize to solve this problem? Let's unlock the problem. In unlocking the problem, let's first figure out what I need to find. And that is how long the paperclip chain is now. You can go ahead and trace the dotted answer. Knowing that we need to know how long the paperclip chain is now, let's take a look at what information do I need to use to find the answer to the problem. The chain is blank inches long, and blank inches of paper clips are removed from the chain. So let's go back to the problem. It says the chain is 16 inches long, so let's go ahead and put 16 in that blank. And then it says Aaliyah removes 9 inches of paper clip from the chain. So 9 inches of paper clip chains are removed. So now I'm going to draw that out in a problem using a number line. As you can see, they've drawn the original 16-inch chain, and they've used a number line where the chain starts at the 0 and ends at the 16-inch mark. Now they're taking away 9 inches of paper clips away from the chain. They begin the 9-inch line at the end of the 16 and count down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they draw their line. Go ahead and trace that line. So now we've come up with a subtraction problem. 16 minus 9 equals some number we don't know. So now let's count the remaining numbers that are on the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer to 16 minus 9 is 7, and our paperclip chain is now 7 inches long. And that completes our problem on the first page. Let's turn to page 566. All right, boys and girls, we're now on page 566. Let's look at the top of the page. We are to draw a diagram and write a number sentence that uses an empty box for the missing number that we don't know in our number sentence. And then we have to solve that number sentence. So remember, taking a look at the yellow cloud, what do I need to find to solve my problem? And also be thinking about what information do I need to use to solve my problem? Now let's take a look at number 1, and we'll do it together. Problem number 1 says Carmen has a string that is 13 inches long and a string that is 8 inches long. How many inches of string does she have? So in this problem, Carmen has 2 pieces of string, and we need to figure out how much string she has altogether. So using my number line here below, I'm going to draw an illustration of that problem. First, I'll draw a piece of string that is 13 inches long, and then I'll draw a piece of string that is 8 inches long. Now looking at my diagram, it looks like I have an addition problem here. 13 pieces of string and 8 pieces of string. 13 plus 8. And I'll write that down here on this line. 13 plus 8 equals some number I don't know. So we're going to draw a box to represent the number we don't know. And now with the help of the number line, I'm going to use the count on method to find my answer. So I'll start at the 13 and count up to the end of the red string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 21. So 13 plus 8 is 21, and Carmen has 21 inches of string. Let's now move on to problem number 2. Eli has a cube train that is 24 inches long. He removes 9 inches of cube from the train. How long is Eli's cube train now? Again, we'll use our number line to help us draw a diagram. So Eli's beginning cube train was 24 inches long. So starting at the 0, I'm going to draw a cube train 24 inches long. And there we go. Then he removes 9 inches of cubes from the train. So starting at the end of his train, which ends at the 24, I'll count back 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I will draw another line to represent what the 9 cubes that Eli took away. So looking at our diagram, it looks like I've got a train that is 24 inches long minus 9 inches of cubes. And that gives me some number I don't know, so I will draw a square to represent the number I don't know. Now let's find out what that number is. To find out what 24 minus 9 is, I again can use the counting on method, or I could just look at my number line here and see that from 1 to 15 is what's left after I've removed the blue cubes, or the blue line. So for my problem, I can write 24 minus 9 equals 15. And then the answer to the question is Eli's cube train is 15 inches long now. Now, boys and girls, let's turn to the next page. For page 567, you're going to do this page on your own. Just like I showed you on the last page for numbers 3 and 4, you're going to draw a diagram to help you answer the problem. Problem 3 says, Lee has a paper strip chain that is 25 inches long. He unhooks 13 inches from the chain. How long is Lee's paper strip chain now? Use the number line to help you draw a diagram. Write on the blank your number problem with the square representing the missing number, and then finally in the last blank put your answer. And do the same for number 4. Also, if you want to pause the video and watch the Math on the Spot video, you can do that as well. So right now you can pause the video to complete this page, and then when you're ready to play and check your answers, press play. All right, you're ready to check your answers. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 says, Lee has a paper strip chain that is 25 inches long. He unhooks 13 inches from the chain. How long is Lee's paper chain now? So to solve this problem, first we need to draw our chain that is 25 inches long, that Lee started with. And then we're going to draw a chain that is 13 inches long. We could start from the front, or we could have started from the back. And let me just put a couple of lines here to mark off where our chain started. So now we have the problem. sorry. So now we have the problem, 25 minus 13 equals some number we don't know, so we'll put a square there. And now let's use the count on method to see how much Lee's paper strip chain is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Lee's paper strip chain is 12 inches long. All right, let us move to number 4. Sue has 2 ribbons. Sue has 2 ribbons that have the same length. She has 18 inches of ribbon in all. How long is each ribbon? This is just like the problem we did on the other page. So for my number sentence problem, I'm going to have some number plus some number equals 18. And now I'm going to think about my doubles facts, because I need 2 numbers that are the same and when they add up to each other equals 18. Let me start with 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. Nope, need to go a little higher. What about 7 plus 7? Nope, 14, got to go a little bit higher. 8 plus 8? 16? No. What about 9 plus 9? 18. I think we have a winner. 9 plus 9 is 18. So, if I have one string that is 9 inches long and another string that is 9 inches long, that looks like 18. So, each ribbon has to be 9 inches long. Let's move to the next page. All right, boys and girls, you should be on page 568. This is our mid-chapter checkpoint to see how much we've learned so far in our first 5 lessons. For question number 1, if you still have those color tiles from the previous lessons that you cut out, you can use them to solve problem number 1. If not, just go ahead and use a ruler. For number 2, you need to estimate the length of the string and then circle the correct answer. For number 3, it's just like the problems we did today. Solve the problem. Use the number line to help you draw a diagram. Write a number sentence to represent the problem. Don't forget to use a square to represent the missing number. And then finally, the correct answer. And for number 4, use an inch ruler. What is the length of the string to the nearest inch? So for number 4, you can go ahead and use a regular ruler. If you like, press pause. And when you're ready to check your answers, you can go ahead and press play. All right, boys and girls, you've pressed play and you're ready to check your answers. For number 1, if you used the color tiles or the ruler, you should have gotten about 4 inches for the black string. For number 2, for the length of the orange string, if you estimated correctly using those 1-inch beads, you would have come up with 5 inches. For number 3, you would have used that number line and drawn yourself a string that was 17 inches long. And then you would have drawn another string that was 9 inches long. So your number sentence would have been 17. So your number sentence would have been 17 minus 9 equals some number you don't know. And as you can see by our diagram, 17 minus 9 is 8. The remaining string was 8 inches long. And if you used an inch ruler to measure number 4, you would have seen that it was about 3 inches. 3 inches was the nearest mark. All right, go ahead and complete the homework pages, 569 and 570, and then upload it to Seesaw. And that completes today's math lesson.